The thing about taxidermy is that now it is, in this country, it's an ethical pursuance, if you like. So any bird or animal that is involved in taxidermy is something that has died or been killed. So I do have my own stuffed crow, who's called Connie, after the lead character in this. And she was made for me by a young woman who is an artist in taxidermy, and 3/4 of new taxidermists are women. And this is really interesting, because in the period of time that I'm writing about, even though women still laid out the dead, they were not allowed to be taxidermists. I mean, you know, this is another piece of trivia, but women were not allowed to even give out prayer books in church before the First World War. So it's part of
They were
that.
not allowed to go to funerals as well, in quite a lot of...
No, so all of these things that actually, you know, when we're feeling gloomy, we can also go, whoa, actually, a lot better now. But the thing for me about taxidermy was that it is an enormous part of how science became science in the Victorian period. That without a lot of the taxidermy, everything that started to happen in science and surgery would have been very hard to do, because it is about how bodies work, how they fit together. But it's also an incredibly beautiful craft when done properly, not going out and shooting animals and displaying them, but the sense of the dog that has died and is beloved. No photographs, it's part of that, part of the Victorian cult of death. But also it is the great lost working class British craft. And that fascinated me about it as well. So at the turn of the century, the last century, in any town, not just London, but Manchester, Brighton, Glasgow, anywhere you mentioned, there would be 30 or 40 taxidermists on any street. And I just thought that was very interesting, that it was this incredibly powerful, local, of the people thing that then became completely wiped out. And after the First World War, all of that went. And so when I was researching for this, I loved the idea of Connie, my hero. And I use the word hero because, for me, the lead character of a novel, the protagonist, is the hero. And that's the person that pushes it forward. And heroine still holds for me a sort of sense of passivity of the person waiting to be rescued, and I'm not awfully keen on that. You know, I want the women to be charging off doing their stories. And so Connie is a craftsperson. She's not allowed to do it, so she's doing it in secret. And then there is a middle-class boy who wants to be an artist but isn't allowed to be, and he's an artist, and he's not allowed to do that either. And what is taxidermy about, in a way? It's about Keats, it's the Grecian urn. It's about that moment of immortality, the moment at which the bird is captured in its beauty, its incredible black and glossy feathers, looking forever as if it is about to take flight, as opposed to led to die at the side of the road, never to be seen again. And so I did want to get in the beauty of the craft of it. I did do some taxidermy. I was taught how to do it.
Really?
I was really bad. Members of my family who are here tonight, and friends, will know that I am the clumsiest person in the world. So I was given a scalpel. I had disemboweled my crow within about 2 minutes. The smell was appalling. But there was something extraordinary about it, which was, since the first human being picked up a flint, it's exactly the same process. And that also was rather magnificent, because I write stories where we are all linked to the women and the men who have gone before us. And I felt like I was kind of doing that. Will I do it again? Not on your life.